Did you ever feel pressured to read more books just to reach an arbitrary goal? Have you ever thought about the effect of that on your actual learning? This year, back in January, I decided that I'm not setting any sort of reading goal. I don't want numbers to get in the way of actual learning. The process of slowly taking in that knowledge and exploring what I want to actually learn throughout the year is something that actually has benefited me so much so far. It's already March and I've got so much more out of what I've read because I don't have that number hanging over my head, making me think I need to reach this goal, so I'm going to read something a lot smaller rather than something a lot thicker and more in depth. I think this tip will definitely help you out. If you follow this goal of yours to not set a goal, you'll reach more in-depth learning. One of the biggest problems with setting a goal, which I know I've talked about before, setting goals is actually not a problem. But one of the problems with setting a book goal is that it gets in the way of actually retaining what you read and actually getting a lot out of what you read, unless you're actually slowing down to retain what you've read. So in this video, we'll talk about some of the scientific reasons why setting a goal for reading is not necessarily a good thing, but also we take into account that actually, of course, reading every single day is a good thing, and that's something that you can still do even without setting a goal. I found that it motivates me even more than if I set a goal of, let's say, 52 books. I feel like I have to finish that book every single week in order to reach my goal, and it takes away from the purpose of actually reading and retaining and implementing what you read. So some of the three main downsides to reading quickly and trying to get through the books just for your vanity metrics is more input, less retention. You're just going through the book without actually reflecting on what you've learned. And then also superficial understanding. You're skimming through the books, not like at the time you may feel like, oh yeah, I'm getting the hang of this, I'm understanding this. But then a week or two later, you might just be like, totally forget, especially if you finish that book and then you move straight on to the next book without any sort of reflection and time to absorb and apply what you've read. And third, there's less time for implementation. So if you're just reading straight through and not giving yourself time to implement what you've read, then this is a big problem. Curiosity in learning is one of the major driving factors behind all learning. Curiosity releases a dopamine in your brain. It allows you to feel motivated to learn. Therefore, if you're slowing down and actually reading something that you truly are interested in reading and kind of following the path of your learning journey and letting that learning journey be decided based on your needs at the time and your curiosities, then you're definitely going to learn a whole lot. There's the curiosity effect by Gruber. When we're intrinsically interested in a topic, our brain releases dopamine, which enhances memory and motivation. I can vouch personally for this. Motivation is a true driving factor. Also, through all of my classes that I've taught, the students who are motivated are the ones that do the best. Those students are the ones that achieve more and produce more. Just like in the workplace, if someone is motivated, they're going to get a whole lot more done. When you're motivated to learn, you're going to learn a lot better, and you're going to be able to apply what you learn a lot better. And the great thing about personal development and reading based on your needs and curiosities is self-directed learning. You have the power to learn what you want to learn, when you want to learn it, and there's no one there to tell you what to learn or what to do. Therefore, you need to go out there and seek it. Of course, times and times again, you may need to seek out advice and have a mentor or take a course. But when you're reading materials, reading books, it is totally up to you what you want to read. So self-directed learning should be a motivating factor to get you to learn what you want to learn and do what you want to do. The following point I have here is spaced repetition and implementation. So giving yourself time to read through a book, apply what you have to learn, come back to the book and make adjustments maybe read another book on the topic, do some interleaving as well. So reading about a particular topic, implementing it, going over to another area of interest where you need to build and become better, implementing that, and then going back to the previous topic, maybe reading a new book on that topic or something like that, and then applying what you have to learn. This spaced repetition and interleaving can help you to better implement and retain what you've learned, rather than going from book to book without any reflection or time to implement. This is when you can get stuck in a rut and analysis paralysis as well, just reading and reading without any sort of real action or retention in your brain. So really this video comes down to these 4 tips that I have for you to really delve deeply into what you want to learn. Number 1 is follow your curiosity. Follow what excites you. If you're reading a book and you find a suggestion in that book to read another book about that topic, then do that if you feel that it fits your needs and curiosity. If you pick up a book and you start reading it and you're really enjoying it, read it all the way through. If you pick up a book and it's not really piquing your curiosity, then maybe you can set it aside. Be open to challenging books as well. Challenging books, if it's something that is actually challenging to you, it's going to help you grow. If it's too easy and a topic that you already know a lot about, you're just not getting a whole lot from it, then it's probably not going to help you as much. It does help for retention if you're revisiting a topic in a different way and then you're reflecting and implementing on that topic. But if it's like basic knowledge well below your level, you're probably not going to learn as much from that as if you were to try to challenge yourself. Approach number 2, which should be in tandem with the other one, is slow down and engage with the material. Revisit it. Try doing what you're learning in a different way. Try reading from different perspectives, the opposing views. This all will help you to become a better learner, a better reader, a better action taker. Take notes in different ways. Write notes in your own words. Instead of moving on straight to the next book, ask yourself, how can you use this material in your life to become better at what you want to accomplish? Even if it's a sport or writing or teaching or physics or anything like that, there's plenty of material out there that you can read to help you to become a better person, a better action taker at that particular topic. Approach number 4 is prioritize depth over speed. It's great to read a lot of books in one year, but it's not great to read a lot of books and not retain what you've read. So it is much better to approach your reading and learning with more depth. That way you can focus on the fine details and approach those problems in an effective way that is going to help you to progress as a person in your career. It's okay to spend a month or even 2 months or 6 months on a book. Whoever said that it's not okay to do that? As long as you are getting something from it and you're growing as a person. Think Deep Work by Cal Newport. This is a really good book on helping you to really focus on what your task is. And that also applies to learning. To set aside chunks of time where you're going to get rid of all distractions and only focus on that one particular thing that you're doing. Deep work, deep learning, reading and learning so that you can take full advantage. It's not a race, although sometimes you may need to go faster than at other times in your life. And approach number 4 is allowing for tangents and rereads. If you have a book that you really loved, you should go over that again at a later date. And this is also part of spaced repetition and reconsolidating information that you've read before. And I know that there are some studies out there that says that rereading is not the best way to learn, but if you're doing it in a purposeful way and you're rereading it so that you can maybe write more in your own words and try different experiments, the best point here is that you're actually taking action. When you reread and rewriting or writing in your own words, more ideas that come to your mind, that spring to your mind when you're rereading, not just the act of rereading it itself. that right there is not going to do you as much good as approaching it in a new way and experimenting with what you learn. Let one learning experience lead you on to the next learning experience. Let the book lead you on to the next book. When you finish a book, reflect on that and decide, where do you want to go from there? How do you want to approach your next learning venture? How do you want to continue your current learning venture to improve upon what you've already built in your life? Continue growing, continue learning, continue going where your needs desire you to go. This approach will allow you to retain more. It will allow you to have your ideas stick more in your mind. It will allow you to enjoy the process more, to let the ideas flow. You will have no pressure. You just have your own curiosity leading you rather than the number over your head. And you can also take more time to apply. You can accomplish a whole lot more, making real life changes in your life. So whenever you're watching this video, realize that with freedom, this will free you up so much more to explore what you want to learn. You should not let those numbers hang over you. You should not rush through your learning journey. Just let curiosity and real interest allow you to have real learning experiences. What about you? Are you setting a reading goal this year, the time that you're watching this video, or are you going to join me and let curiosity lead you through your learning journey? Let me know in the comments. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have some time to subscribe and check out some of the other videos on my channel. I talk a lot about learning, reading, growing, experimenting, learning strategies, and also a little bit of education here and there. It is my love and passion in my life, and it is one thing that I will continue to always do. So yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.